What's good, guys? So today I'm going to show you great tips on how to shadow box so you're not throwing unnecessary punches right before the fight. And not only that, you're getting nice and warmed up, so when you do get into the ring or you're about to hit the bag, you're nice and warmed up so you can jump right into it. So guys, let's get right into this video. Welcome to the RB Effect. Like that? Yeah? Good. Damn! What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Reggie B. Today, I'm gonna go over 5 important tips that you should have in mind as you're shadow boxing. A lot of people, when you're going to shadow box, they don't even know how to even start. You tell somebody to shadow box, right away, they're just throwing punches. I'm gonna show you how to fix those mistakes so you have an actual visual when you start to shadow box and getting ready and warmed up before you get into the ring. So guys, let's jump right into this. You guys ready? Let's get it. Tip number 1, getting into your footwork groove. So guys, when you're shadow boxing, you have to have a visual. A lot of guys just think they start and they just start punching, they stop when they want to, they move around when they want to. No, you have to have a visual. You want to visualize an opponent being right in front of you. That's what the shadow boxing is all about. So when you're moving around a target that you visually see, rather than just moving around just useless in circles, moving forward. No, you want to act like someone's there and you want to move around them. So the first tip of jumping right into this entire routine, you want to get your footwork before you start throwing punches. So you don't want to just go in there and start just throwing. So try getting loose. Shadow boxing is when you're getting loose. You're kind of getting yourself ready before you hit the ring, before you're about to fight an opponent, to hit the bag, whatever the case may be. So before you start, you want to warm up. So if I'm here, bam, I want to visualize opponent right here. So the opponent's going to probably be right in front of me. So I want to circle. You don't want to step on them. You want to circle around them, move around. So if I'm here on this, okay, cool. So I'm going to get my footwork, boom. I'm moving this way, that way. I'm going to move forward a little bit before the person's moving back. I move back, moving this way, moving that way. So you just want to get drills and just put them together for maybe like a minute or two of just moving around your opponent. Just get used to it. That's how you're gonna warm up. You wanna get that footwork on point first before you start throwing your shots. Tip number 2, throwing those punches. So now that we got our footwork going, we wanna incorporate some punches. So you wanna visualize that person being there. You don't wanna just throwing shots here unless you actually visualize someone being that tall or being that short. Don't just throw. You wanna have a face to your contact. You wanna have a body shot. You wanna have a liver shot. So you wanna visualize exactly where these shots are so when you punch, you feel like you're making contact. So now the next time we're gonna go and when you shadow box, you wanna hit the footwork and now you can just start throwing some shots in there. Move around here, pop, pop. That's the thing you wanna do. You wanna keep moving around and just throw shots. Always keep those hands up at all times and move around that opponent. That's how you get the groove. That's how you're gonna get warmed up. Visualize and attack. Tip number 3, incorporating combos. So now that we got tip number 1 together, getting that footwork, we have tip number 2, visualizing and then throwing shots. Now tip number 3, specifically figuring out what shots to throw. Because again, if you're fighting an opponent, you're not just gonna keep throwing random shots. You wanna have a reason why you're throwing shots. So for this tip, I want you to probably take 4 or 5 combos and get used to them. So as you're going around your visualized opponent, you're throwing those combos and getting yourself used to hitting. So if I'm here, we're gonna do jab cross, right? So we're gonna start off, we're moving around. See, that was jab, jab, cross. So that's what you want to do. You want to visualize the opponent, keep in your head of what combos that you like so you can get good at them, and then throw them here and there. You don't want to just throw to throw. You want to throw for meaning. So as I'm moving around my opponent, I'm looking at my target, hands at his head. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna pretend, boom, boom, and then I'm here. So by the time you hit in the stomach, the person's hand is probably gonna come down and try to block, and then boom, I'm hitting in the face. That's what you're gonna do. Pick out combos, master them, and then incorporate them inside this tip. Tip number 4, moving out after you throw. So guys, remember, if you're fighting an opponent, they're not just gonna stand there and let you attack them. Here and there, they'll probably block, they'll probably try to dodge, but for the most part, if you're hitting them, especially with combos, they're going to try to throw back. So that's why you wanna throw your shots, hit your combos in, and then move out. You never wanna just stay in front of your opponent. If you're staying right there, you're a sitting target. Sitting targets get hit. Sitting targets get hit in all angles because I see you and I'm like, okay, I wanna hit you from this side. I wanna hit you from this side. I wanna overhand right. I wanna uppercut. You don't wanna be there for the person to hit you. So if I'm here and I'm throwing my combo, jab, jab, cross, pop, 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 time to move out. Always keep the hands up. I'm moving here, pop, pop, pop. Moving out, moving here, pop, pop, pop. Keep the hands up, move around. That's what you want to do. You never want to be in sitting target. Move around after you hit those combos. Tip number 5, blocking after you move out or you're throwing your punches. So guys, when you're shadowboxing, you want to keep in mind that the person's going to be throwing shots. Even though there's nobody here and it's just strictly your imagination, you want to pretend that the person's actually going to throw shots back. That's why when you throw punches, you're out, you're circling, you're moving this way. Now we want to throw that block here and there. So as I'm thinking, my opponent's here, I'm circling my opponent, I'm here, I throw my combos, pop, pop, move this way, block here and there. See how I'm blocking? I'm visualizing the person actually throwing and anticipating when I'm throwing. So sometimes I'll throw a shot, I'll block right away, I'll block right before I throw a shot. That's how you want to shadow box. You want to shadow box like you're actually fighting somebody. You don't want to throw pointless shots. So guys, use all these tips. Keep in mind, block every single time you throw a punch or block right before you throw a punch. All right guys, there you have it. So when you go to the gym and right before you're about to warm up and they tell you to shadow box, use these tips and I can guarantee as time goes on, you're gonna get a lot better at your footwork, as your hand speed, as your actual movement, as actually visualizing what shots are open, because remember, it's chess, not checkers. So as you're fighting an opponent, you're picking out spots to hit them at. You're not just throwing, let me just throw for headshots, I'm throwing his. No, you see Mayweather when he fights, he's very smart of exactly what shot he throws. He doesn't just throw pointless shots. So that's why when you're shadowboxing, you want to visualize the same exact thing. You don't want to just randomly get into the ring and now you're fighting against somebody, you're like, uh-oh, okay, what should I do, what should I do? No, when you're shadowboxing, you want to have somebody in mind or have an opponent, have something in mind that you're there and that you trigger on and you trigger off. So if I'm here and I'm actually shadowboxing, you don't want to just keep throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing. No, so if I'm here, I'm going to come, okay, I'm moving around, I'm moving this, I'm going here, I'm going here. Now, boom, pop, 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 out, block. Moving around. Whenever you want it, call it in your head. Now. Now. See, whenever I trigger that in, then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm moving around, I'm visualizing. Opening, bam, I jump in, boom, 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 get my shots, and I move out. That's what you want to do, guys. Keep that in mind. You want to visualize every single shot contacting, and if it doesn't contact, you're at least throwing a shot that is actually going to buzz them or keep them awake from jumping on you. If you're not giving someone something to be afraid of, they're going to jump on you. So that's why you want to have those shots that are going to keep them at bay of bam. If you're just not throwing, the person's going to automatically be like, okay, I have nothing to worry about. That's why you want to shadow box. Keep your hands nice and loose. Keep fluent, keep those combos going, so as time goes on, you're actually fighting an opponent, you're hitting them shots all over. So guys, remember, also, don't forget, hit that notification button so you know when my next video comes out. It's your boy Reggie B. Like my video, subscribe to my video so your boy can be back. And if you do that, I'll be real proud of you. Metamorphosis complete.